you not being able to grow starts within you. Your cage is in you first. Possible things are the things that make life worth it, in my opinion. Quit trying to fit yourself into this little box people view you in, because they don't know who you are. They can never, ever even make sense of how much your potential is, how big it is, honestly. Because I have lived my whole life through the lens of others, through the eyes of others, and it has only broken me. Stare at the shame you've been given and realize that it's not yours to take. Good morning, YouTube video, yay! Okay, today I'm gonna talk about Eastern girls. 2 Eastern girls specifically. The problem with beautiful girls and why they end up being so shunned that they end up not realizing that they're pretty. They end up just enveloping themselves in a box, shredding themselves. Their identity becomes shredded and enveloped in a way that they do not even know who they are. Why does this happen? Well, it could happen for many reasons. And my philosophy in life is when something shitty happens, we don't really want to look at it and just keep looking at it too much, So let me tell you a few reasons, and let's just go on over how to fix it. What to do, girl? Okay. Well, first of all, in Eastern societies, Arabian societies, the bad ones, the bad aspects of them, when they see a pretty girl, they become scared. This girl is beautiful. What if she grows up and is too aware of her beauty? What is she gonna do? She's probably gonna go talk to guys, and maybe she's gonna become a model or something. And parents end up freaking out because they are scared that you will be blinded by your own beauty to develop any other forms or traits of personality. So you end up just becoming a bad word. Okay, so what they do is they take all sorts of personality traits. As you see in family settings, specifically in Arabian and Middle Eastern settings, the most beautiful girl will get complimented the less if she was complimented at all. Okay, or complimented too much, so hated by other siblings and relatives. Could be 2 cases, but you see an old lady, 3 old ladies, and the prettiest girl is usually looked down on. For example, if you're pale and is so cute, you have beautiful skin color, white is usually looked at with a lot of admiration in Arabian societies. So sometimes they will approach you with nagging. They'll be like, oh, you're too pale, you look like a sheet of paper. So you end up growing up to dislike something that is beautiful in you. All skin colors and skin types are beautiful, but you end up hating that you're white, for example, when it's actually very praised, very wanted in Arabian societies. Okay, a group of guys are passing, so I'm just gonna stay quiet. Had to change locations. Anyways, so when you're in a family setting, old ladies will just look at the girl next to you, for example, who's less pretty, and will just be like, oh my god, you're so pretty, I'm glad you have some color and you don't look like... She just gives you this look of this sheet of paper there. What she's trying to do is build the other girl's confidence up, but she's doing this wrongly because she is doing this by tearing your confidence down. This is one scenario. Okay, just the society in bad, with bad mindsets, with rotten mindsets, will just end up disregarding your beauty so much that you wouldn't even feel like you're beautiful. You wouldn't even realize how pretty you are, just because of their ways of trying to humble you, to protect you. So they end up just burying your beauty, burying your identity. This is why many pretty girls either don't know that they're pretty or are ashamed of their own beauty. Maybe if you're speaking in such a cute way, for example, I used to speak in such a cute way, people around me would be like, oh my god, you're faking it. Oh my god, you want to be called cute? Girl, I'm cute. Okay, so I ended up talking. I used to have this accent. It was a mix of Syrian and Egyptian. It was really cute. I'm getting that back. So girls around me would be like, oh, why don't you just speak normally? So I decided to try and speak as Egyptian as I can. Just try to talk in a way that's not me. Egyptian is beautiful, but it's just not the way I speak. I have a very cute, special accent, so I should keep that. Okay? If you're talking in a coy, shy way, they will probably be like, you're trying to get people's attention. So you end up changing who you are, the beauty of yourself, in order to calm other people down, in order to fit in this tiny box they want you to be in a way protecting you. Thing is, these girls and these ladies that are shunning you, in front of those who they want to be flattered by, in front of those who they want to be seen as beautiful by, they will act like you. And I stopped trying to make myself as manly as possible when I saw this happen. My girlfriends would be like, oh, for example, you're taking care of yourself too much. Why are you talking like that? And then when they meet a guy that they actually like, I find them talking as coy as possible, looking as cute as possible. So I'm not supposed to act like that, but you can act like that if you like someone? Weird. Thing is, they will do this in front of people they like, and you will end up, you're not fake, you're natural. So you will end up being not yourself, and whether it's in front of somebody you like, whether it's in front of somebody that is normal, you're not gonna be cute ever. You're gonna end up being this hideous thing that's so not you, and they can act as cute as they want. They're faking it, so they think you're faking it too. And even if you're faking it, you're doing it well. Who cares? Who doesn't want to look beautiful? Who doesn't want to be flattered? Come on. Anyways, so the issue with pretty girls in Middle Eastern societies or in societies with rotten mindset is that they will try to make you so ashamed of yourself. They will try to make you hate yourself, become so ugly, just so you can be safe. Or just because their egos can be safe, at this point. Okay? But in some cases, they don't want to make you feel your value because they're not sure what you're gonna do. In their mind, they're like, it's like, oh, if you feel too pretty, you're gonna go be wanted by all the guys and you're gonna know it. If you raise me right, I would not need other people's validation. Jeez. Anyway, so this happens for multiple reasons. Could be jealousy, could be some sort of negging, could be fear, whatever it is, it will break you. So, we talked about why this thing would happen. We talked about cases where you think it's normal, where you think they meant it. Like, oh, this dress makes you look too childish, where it actually makes you look cute. Oh, or this eyeliner makes you look fierce, when it actually makes you look hot. So you end up believing these things and embodying these beliefs and end up completely losing yourself. We don't want that. We don't want that, girl. I have a lot of acne these days. Anyways, okay. So, what do we do? Okay, first of all, you want to get a piece of notebook, or just remember, I don't know why I switched to British suddenly. Anyways, it's not even British. Anyway, you want to get a notebook, okay? And you want to write these things that you're ashamed of. It could be weird things. Like, when I thought about it, I was like, oh, I'm ashamed of the way I speak with my hands and being all, I speak with a lot of body language and I used to get made fun of for that. I realized, hey, look at it. Scrutinize these things that you're criticized for. Look at them. They're beautiful. Honestly, they're you. So write these things that you think you're ashamed of and ask yourself, is that me? Or is that something that a bad trait, a negative trait I've learned? Sometimes it could be a negative trait, but most of the time it could be just you. Your unique, beautiful personality. So, identify these things that you were made believe you should be ashamed of. Stare at them. Look at what's actually you. Look at what it's actually very cute. Look at what's actually very nice. Stare at them and take them back. Take them back, okay? You write these things that are actually really nice and people just made you believe are not nice just because they're jealous or scared or too traditional or that. Get them back. Remember how it used to feel, how you used to be when you were yourself, when you were carefree. You see, just as I say this, my shoulders feel a bit more less tense, a bit more comfortable. Ask yourself what happened. What comments made you change who you were? What made you so cruel, so scared, so shredded, so enveloped by fear and shame? What made you crystallize these terrible, horrendous ideas of you not being enough, of you not being beautiful, but too much, too weird, of you not being fashionable, but too different, of you not being well-spoken and confident, full of vitality and life, but too but too loud. Ask yourself, who gave you these ideas? Why? Remember these situations and get back, relive these situations, but this time say no. I'm not too loud. I just speak with so much energy and excitement because I actually have passion. I actually feel shit about things. You know, you speak like a dead rat. Who cares? You do you, honestly. But if I want to speak like I'm so full of life with my hands and like that, and I'm sarcastic, I'm so full of wit and jokes, and let me be myself. I will get my personality back. And I asked myself, when did I change so much? When was I so buried? Just because a bunch of people are too boring to understand me? Write these traits down, stare at them, and look at what you want to keep. Look at what works for you now. Okay? Number 1. Stare at the shame you've been given and realize that it's not yours to take. Okay. That was nice. That was well said, huh? I didn't actually prepare this. I never prepared it. As you can see, this is why it's messy as... Anyways, so as I was saying, the second thing, it will be so uncomfortable to get back to your surroundings, to your people, to your society, and act as the version that you have taken back, or act as the version that you have created. Because maybe sometimes you're too ashamed, you're too shunned, you're too caged to even form a personality. Now, when you sit down, when you look at other girls, when you look at confident, beautiful people, you want to be them. So you have come up with these traits, or you have gotten back these traits that you were shunned and made to, go away from, stray away from. Get them back. Now, you're going to have to come back to your society with a different piece of you. This will be hard. This will be uncomfortable. And I have made some sort of short TikToks about identity. How we're not made to fit into a box. We're not made to fit into certain labels and criteria, and that's it. Story over. You can have multiple identities. You are allowed to go through endless metamorphosis. You are allowed to change and recreate and break down yourself to rebuild it 1 billion times a day. So it's hard. It's hard to get back to your society as a new you. Really hard. Because people, most of the time, those people who made you ashamed are usually people who will shun you, who are very sarcastic in a bad way, who will look at you with disapproving eyes all the time. Now, you ask yourself, do you want to stay uncomfortable for the rest of your life because you're actually somebody who you're not, and it feels like you're itching, it feels like there's an itch that you just want to solve? Or do you show up in front of these people that made you hate who you are and sit in the uncomfortable feeling of me introducing a new identity to people suddenly out of the blue that is so strong, that is so disapproved? I remember being this timid girl due to a lot of bullying, and I remember the first time I spoke with confidence in front of my principal. She was always used to me being so apologetic, to walk on eggshells. So I did some sort of mistake. I was chewing gum, okay? And I was so bullied by even teachers. They were disrespecting me so much, and let me tell you, if you think that you're keeping the peace just because you're acting the way people want you to act, you're not keeping it. You're keeping the peace for them, so they can walk all over you and you say nothing. You do nothing. You're not keeping anything. You're just allowing disrespect. So I remember the first time I told my principal, "Oh, I'm sorry, principal, I'll throw it." I just looked at her so confidently. "I'm sorry. I will throw it in the dustbin now." She looked at me and she was like, "I don't like this new personality of yours. The way you act. I don't like it." I looked at her and smiled. Just because I apologize, I'm the same respectful me. I never disrespected anyone in my life in school. Just because I am not like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, principal. I'm so sorry." Just because I had confident body language and I apologized with clarity, looking her direct eye contact. She's so used to me being small, she's so used to me being little, that she felt disrespected by confidence I possessed. You see what I've done there? You see what you're doing there? Just you being calm can make them feel like it's disrespectful for them because they're so used to you walking on eggshells all the time. So, you write these traits that you're ashamed of. You choose who you want to be. You come up with the woman that you wish to walk as. You come up with the woman that you dream of every day. That woman that walks into the coffee shop, for example, and you stare at her and you're like, oh man, she's so magnificent. She's so full of grace. She can be you, honestly. She can be you. She's so full of grace. Well, you are too. You know, there's something that I believe in. People can only spot traits that they're either very insecure of or that they have the potential of possessing as well. So a successful person will look at somebody who's not successful yet, but will recognize potential in them. They will look at them and be like, this person can succeed, you know. And it will either show up as, oh, jealousy, if that successful person is jealous, which is not that common. They'll be like, oh, who does she think she is? Huh. I have a $1 million business and she's showing off with her $10 keychains. Or they'll look at you and be like, oh man, she can make it. She's pretty creative. So when you look at somebody full of grace and something in you that is stirred, it very much could be that you have that potential to be that classy woman that you are admiring. So you have it in you, okay? So do not make it installed as jealousy, because if you look at something long enough and you are not inspired by it, that will turn into jealousy. If you look at a woman too much and not learn anything from her, not start doing things the way she's doing, you'll be jealous, you'll be sad, you'll be upset, you'll be mad. Why are you angry? Why are you jealous when you can take that thing that you're looking at, that you feel are so glowing, that you feel it's so glowing, and become it? Don't be like moth. Don't be like a freaking stupid fly that just looks at something shining and sticks to it and bothers it. How about you start to find your own spark? Look at it, search for it, look at yourself. Where is my spark? Where can I find it? I see this light, so I recognize it. I can either be it, or I can either learn from it and be something greater. This sort of personality and mindset is what makes people glow. You can glow. Honestly, just learn from others. Don't shun them, don't shame them. You know, for example, I create content and I've heard people say like, oh, who does she think she is? Having, I don't know, 15 subscribers. I even have less. And they're shunning me. I can see jealousy. Or I can see a limited mindset in front of me. Those who are not inspired by those around them will not succeed, do not have what it will make you succeed, what it needs to succeed. Because they're scared. They're not inspired, they're jealous. They're not proud, they're scared, so they shame instead of encourage. They're too scared of trying that when they see somebody trying, they feel offended. Now, this is a loser's mindset. This is a loser person's mindset. Got it, baby? So, that woman that walks into the coffee shop and you want to become her, you can become her. You have seen the light in her, then you have that spark in you too. Come up with these traits that you want to become. Enough is enough. Enough waking up every day and wishing. Why are you wishing? We have one life. I will use this life to become the best person I can be. The best person in my religion. In the way I am in my community. I will represent myself and those people and those beliefs I stand for as best, to the best of my ability. As good as I can. You can too. So, I think we've delved into a lot of topics. You, my Middle Eastern beautiful girl, have gone through a lot of shunning and shaming. Sometimes that is because of love, sometimes that is because of other negative things. Get yourself a notebook. Write who you want to become. Write who you were. Write who you were ashamed to be. And everything, every illogical fear that you have around your identity. Ask yourself, what in this list makes sense? What will I take? What will I leave? What will I learn? What will I apply? And go through the uncomfortable thing about change. You know, change isn't so hard. What's hard is showing up in your old environments, surroundings, with your old groups and friends and people, and telling them, hey guys, I got a new identity. This is the tough part. Because people will be like, oh, who do you think you are, waking up all new and fresh? It's hard. They'll be sarcastic. They'll look at you and be like, oh, why are you speaking like that? Why are you looking like that? Why are you dressing like that? They're gonna keep going. This is the hard part about changing yourself and elevating. But what's harder? What's harder is you living a life that's not meant for you, that's not yours, that is so less than who you're meant to be. Because you're scared of what people will say, what the old version of me is. You keep grieving that person. It's like, your old self died and you're just sitting at the grave holding an eternal funeral for it. Let it die. Let it go. Let the Titanic sink. And go sell that. I this is a Titanic reference. I'm like, why didn't she just sell this necklace and leave the whole family and just you go girl, you can become a millionaire like that. So, besides my humor, breathe. No matter where you are, even if you're in the most suffocating places, because just a few weeks, 2 weeks actually, I was most suffocated. And it still shows on my face. I'm still really exhausted, have a lot to do. I would cry every day because I feel like this isn't what I want to be. The way I speak, the way I act, the way I'm so scared all the time. This isn't who I am. This isn't who you are too. Write your identity. Show up every day as your new self. You will fall. As we know, success is linear. It will never be like that. No, it's going to be like that. Boom, 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 boom. That's okay. If you're consistent, if you keep going no matter what, this is what it will take, my love. This is what it will take, my beautiful girl. Whether you're Middle Eastern, whoever is watching this. My beautiful girl, you can do this. I promise. I see you. I will stare at the camera. I see you. And I can see how full of radiance you are. Honestly, you can be really pretty, You can be wonderful. Much more glorious than what your fears appear to be. Much more grandiose. You see, the potential of you succeeding is much more grand than the potential of you failing. But your fears make you feel like it's vice versa. It's the other way around, when it's not. Fear is inevitable. So this is why you shouldn't be scared of it. And with consistency and courage, success is meant to be. Success is deserved. I'd rather die as a failure who have tried and deserved success than as a failure who never tried at all. Even if I fail. Even if I end up failing. I will not die with a spark in my heart that never got to shine outside. That never made it outside of my mind and my heart. I will not do this. Okay? So you should do too. You should too. Honestly. Alright, girl. So, how to get back your identity? First, reconstruct it. In order to build something, you will have to break it. Okay? Number 1. Scrutinize who you are, what you want to be, who you were. All on the paper. Relive those terrible moments that you've had in your life and those good ones. And look at how you've dealt with everything, how you deal with everything now, and what that has taught you. What's the pattern here? What's the pattern of shame, the pattern of success, the pattern of strength in you? Look at patterns. Don't be scared. Be triggered. It's okay. You'll be triggered for a while. Then, reconstruct your new identity. Then, promise yourself. Look in the mirror every day and ask yourself, who do I want to become today? Am I doing this right? Okay, did I fail? All right. Will I try again? Yes. I will try again. Again and again and again and again. The amount of times people fail, it's okay. The amount of times I have seen people lose everything, even their ability to move. One of the most treasured people in my life is paralyzed. She's still going. She's still going with nothing. With nothing. Okay? Okay? Then face the people Those who actually love you will accept you as you are, will accept your new versions, will let you transform, will let you, grow, will let you expand as much as you want. And if that person that will allow you to is only yourself, that is enough. You do not need permission from anybody else. You only need permission for yourself. You do not need somebody to look at you and allow you to, oh, you can grow now. This is the perfect surroundings. Nobody will make fun of you. There will always be shitty people talking about things they don't know. There will always be people who will view you and dislike you. But girl, do you like them either? What is so wrong in being disliked, man? What is so wrong in being made fun of? Make fun of me. Okay? Honestly, what? Make fun of me. Think I'm cringe, honestly. Here, somebody's passing. You can think I'm cringe. That's fine, baby. That's fine. You can hate me. You can hate my guts. I don't care anymore. Because I have lived my whole life through the lens of others, through the eyes of others. And it has only broken me. It's trying to fit yourself into this little box people view you in. Because they don't know who you are. They can never, ever even make sense of how much your potential is. How big it is, honestly. Keep going. Keep going. Break the cages that start within you. Because you not being able to grow starts within you. Your cage is in you first, before it is in society, before it is in your surroundings. Stay consistent and try to find something to hope for, to live for. Keep going even if it seems impossible. Let it be. Let it be. Impossible things are the things that make life worth it, in my opinion. Why would I live life not hoping for anything that's crazy, that makes me shiver from fear, from excitement? Why not? I'm scared. I'm still scared. I have so many big dreams that I look at and I'm so scared. A lot of things stand in the way, but if it wasn't for these dreams, I would never ever have gotten out of my room. Because the person you're looking at today is a person who couldn't even make it out of your room. Now I'm on a freaking mountain. And nobody ever allowed me. Up to the very last day I left the country, nobody ever told me yes. I was hearing no. I was by myself in every single step I have taken. Every single grand step, I was by myself. It has reached the state where my hands were bleeding. Theoretically and physically. The journey of success is cruel. Cruel, really. To elevate, you'll have to be alone for a good amount of time, unfortunately. You're very lucky if you're elevating and you have somebody next to you. Do not let go of that person. But elevating is a cruel, lonely, cold journey, and you will not even have yourself at a certain point. You will feel so, you'll feel so much despair. But if you keep going, this is where you'll actually succeed. Walk when it's cold, when you're alone, when your hands are bleeding, when your foot is bleeding. Crawl if you must. Just keep going. Girl, I'm so excited for us to elevate together. If you've made it this far, I will manifest. I hope my video goes viral. I'm so tired of talking to myself. Okay. Keep going. Write this new identity, and we have taken 2 steps or 3 steps, I think, you count, on how to create a new person of yourself, a new version of yourself that you're proud of. Write who you want to become. Practice it. Show up with this new persona of yours, personality or whatever. Let people laugh. Let them laugh all the time. What matters is who will get the last laugh. Who will get the last laugh? It could be you. Even if you're going crazy, even if you've elevated so much and you become this sort of delusional queen, it will be fun in the end, Even if, one ends up in a psych ward. Touch wood. I'm not touching wood, but whatever. You will die happy. So be the crazy, classic, diverse princess and queen that you are. If a guy's watching this, you can be too. Just please be respectful, because I'm done of guys at this point. Okay? I will see you in the next YouTube video, hopefully this time. And yeah, here's a kiss. Bye.